Hey guys, this is Shanika back with another live story. So, what I want to do, I actually want to talk about the time I was being followed. Like, when it comes to girls, like, it could be really hard, to get where you want to go, especially if you don't have transportation. So it was one time when I was coming from work. I actually worked at a hair store at the time. So I mean, with me, with my schedule, I used to be to work from 11 to 9. I'm not really gonna say I didn't have a life, but I don't really have any responsibility. So I'm like, hey, why not? Let me just, work. And I loved working, especially with hair or whatnot. So I didn't mind getting off that late. So it was actually one time, well, I didn't get followed only once. I got followed about like 2 times. So scary. So I was getting off. It was this guy. He basically came in the store, right? Because it's a store full of beautiful young ladies. And where I worked where the crochet, basically on the synthetic side with the synthetic hair, like the braiding hair, the crochet hair, not human but synthetic. There's difference. So I worked on that side, and it was this guy. He came in with some of his other guy friends, and it was like me and two other girls working on that side. So I guess he came to me first. He came to me and he asked for a specific product, and I told him that we didn't have it. And then he was like, okay, you guys don't have it, cool. So we don't carry that product. So he walked off and he went to one of the other girls, which was kind of awkward, but I didn't care. I got back to working. So he came back to me again, like I would say like 5 minutes later, and he asked me for something else. And then I was like, yes, we have it through aisle 5. You could get that through aisle 5. Go get it. I guess he wanted me to get it for him, but no, go get it. So got back to working, and then he turned around. He was like, hey, you got a boyfriend? And I'm like, yeah. Like, like when you try to like answer all of the questions with like a yes, all of the guys' questions like a yes, just so you don't be bothered. So that's what I did. I was like, yes, I got a boyfriend. Yes, I'm in a happy relationship. This and that. We've been together for like 4 years. Me lying or whatever, trying to just make him leave me alone. Because like where I worked, we can't really have conversations along with guys for some reason. I don't know why, but they always wanted us working, and I was fine with that. So I'm trying to like get him off my back or whatever. But the item is through aisle 5 over there, make a left, trying to give him the directions. And this was like closed, like during closing time. It was like 8:40 something. So I guess he purchased whatever he had to purchase. I went to my homegirl. I went back to my homegirl. I was like, what he asked you? And he asked her for the same thing. I'm like, that's kind of awkward because I told him that we didn't have it. So time flies. We're closing. I got my stuff, told everybody goodbye. Everybody outside, they're getting in their ride. They're leaving or whatever. But the thing is that I didn't have a ride. I walked home. So me walking home, which is kind of dangerous. It was really dark. Like it was like 9. And I usually get home around like 9:20 something. So this one I stayed on 31st. I stayed on 31st and 26th Street. So I'm walking down 441 or whatever. And then, for some reason, I saw them running. And then, I started speed walking because shit, I wasn't trying to get robbed or nothing, being a girl walking at night, it draws so much attention to you. So I was just trying to get the hell up off of 441. I tried walking to the bus stop, but it's like they were speed walking. So I started running. It's like, fuck it. So I started running, until I got to Oakland. I know it seems pretty fast, but I got to Oakland in 441 real fast. So I kind of stayed at that bus stop for like a little minute, right? So the bus came. I got on the bus. They got on the bus. They got on the same bus as me. So the bus is going down. It's going down 31st Way, right? So I was on Oakland headed to 31st. So I saw one of the friends got off the bus, and then the other friend got off the bus at the next stop. And at my stop, that's when the guy who came up to me, who asked me the question, he got off of my stop. Like, I don't know why he was following me. I didn't know what the hell he wanted, but I was scared. I was shook. So I got off the bus, he got off the bus, and I stood at the gas station and I called my aunt to see if she could come pick me up. Like, I think I was 18 at the time. I'm 21 now, but I was 18. No, that's not right. I was 19. I was 19 or 20, one of those. Yeah, I was 19 or 20. So, you know, I stood at the mobile gas station that's off of 31st, and I stood there, called my aunt, and I got no pickup. So I called my cousins to see if they could pick me up. Me still waiting on them, and I finally got a call back. Right? You know, I got on the phone with them talking about, well, I told them what was going on. I felt like I was being followed, and the guy, like, when I stopped, he stopped. Like, he literally went into the gas station or whatever, and, you know, I'm outside of the gas station, you know, waiting. Excuse me. So I'm waiting, and then he came back outside, and he came up to me again, and, like, for some reason, I was scared, but then I wasn't, because I told him, well, I actually asked him, I was like, are you following me? And then he started laughing. He was like, nah. And I'm like, okay. So I went into details. I'm like, so why did you stop? Like, I'm here, you're here, so clearly you're following me. So, like, I started walking away, right? So when I walked away, I stood, like, across from CVS. Like, I was still at the gas station, but it was, like, more on the side where the pump was. And then he walked though, he had the audacity to walk there behind me, and I'm like, damn. So then my cousin finally called me back, and she told me that she was on her way. So I was on 31st in Oakland, and I stayed on 26th Street, which was kind of not far from where I stayed, but to walk there is a distance, and down that road is really dark. So I didn't want to walk down there, and then, you know, he followed me again, and then it goes wrong. Only God knows. But that was scary. It was so scary. I started praying in my head. I think that was the right thing to do. And then usually sometimes when I am walking by myself, I get on the phone with my mom and I talk to her until I get home. Because at the end of the day, like, somebody's biggest fear is to be hurt whilst they're on their way home from work, or robbed or anything. I wouldn't want to ever experience that, or I wouldn't want no other, you know, young girl to experience that as well, because I know how serious something like that could get. Like, that's how people get kidnapped, honestly. But I was actually happy when my cousin came and picked me up, because I was so scared. Like I said, I was scared, but I wasn't scared to ask him a question, but I was scared deep down, because I didn't want him to do nothing to me. And plus, I was young at the time. So I thank God. So, I mean, you know, just a little advice. If you do know that you work late, you know, now there's Uber, there's Lyft. If you have the money, get you a Lyft, get you an Uber, because I still do Uber and Lyft, even though I have a guaranteed ride. But, you know, sometimes when you can't wait, Uber and Lyft is worth it, okay? Don't be walking out here for these little... girls do it too. Girls, you know, take part in everything what guys do. So don't think for a minute that a girl can't set you up and have somebody take you away. Trust me, it's possible. That is going on now in times like this. So I would just say, you know, Uber and Lyft yourself everywhere at night if you're a young girl. Right? If you like this video, if you do like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in.